A great monk was on his deathbed. Before he passed, he called his young successor and said, "Remember one thing, never allow a cat in your life." And with those final words, he took his last breath. A large crowd had gathered to hear the monk's final words, and everyone was shocked. A cat? Why would a great monk say that? Even the young successor was puzzled. He kept thinking, why should I avoid a cat? The monk's funeral was performed with all the proper rituals, but the successor couldn't stop thinking about his master's strange last words. In the monastery, there was an old monk who had spent many years with the master. He had seen his life up close, but was not chosen as the successor because he was too old. Noticing the young monk lost in thought, the old monk approached him and asked, "What's troubling you?" The young monk explained his confusion about the master's last words. The old monk smiled and said, "Oh, you don't know the full story." Then he began to tell him a tale from the past. Many years ago, when our master renounced the world, he left his home, family, and wealth behind and went to live in a small jungle near a village. He lived a simple life. The villagers respected him and built a small bamboo cottage for him. He had only 2 pieces of clothing, and each day he begged for food in the village. But soon a problem arose. Rats started chewing on his clothes. Worried that his only clothes would be ruined, he asked the villagers for help. A villager suggested, "Why don't you keep a cat? It will keep the rats away." The monk thought it was a great idea. So the villagers gave him a cat and the rats disappeared. But now a new problem appeared. The cat needed milk. So the monk had to visit the village every day to dig for milk for the cat. This became troublesome, so he asked the villagers again for a solution. A villager said, "Why don't you keep a cow? Then you will have milk for yourself and the cat." The idea seemed practical, so the monk agreed. The villagers gave him a cow, but now the cow needed grass. Every day the monk had to go to the village to beg for grass. People started whispering, "A great monk begging for grass? This doesn't look right." So the villagers came up with another solution. "There is a widow in our village," they said. "She is alone and would be happy to help a monk. She can take care of the cow and even grow grass near your cottage." The monk said, "No harm in this." So the villagers convinced the widow. She started taking care of the cow, the cat, and even growing crops for the monk. Slowly the monk started helping her with work. Day by day, they grew closer. Eventually, they fell in love. The woman was beautiful, the monk was young, and they were living under the same roof. What more was needed? Time passed, and the woman became pregnant. They had a child together. One day, the monk looked at his family and thought, "What have I done? I left my home and family to become a monk, but now I have created the same life again." It all started with a single cat. The old monk looked at the young successor and said, "Now, do you understand what your master meant? Never allow a cat in your life. Meant Never give your mind too much freedom. At first, you may allow yourself a small indulgence, thinking it's just once, it's harmless. But slowly, one small thing leads to another, and before you realize it, you are trapped. Look at our own lives. Someone tries a cigarette, thinking just once, but soon they are addicted. Someone tries drugs for fun and slowly becomes dependent on them. Someone eats junk food once in a while and soon it becomes a habit. Just like the monk who started with a cat and ended up with a family, one small decision can lead to an entire life change. So be mindful. Never allow a cat in your life. Thank you. Have a nice day.